Hey everybody, and welcome back to Hex Token channel. Your host Superman in the house, and of course, Pulsechain is prices have rallied, really cool. And what did we get on the third day? Back into the third day, so pretty cool. We could have had a 3-day to 7-day scenario, but 3 days is really good. A really good bounce back on day 3. So we're going to talk more about that. And of course, Pulsechain is the people's blockchain. And we're going to talk more about that too. So stay tuned for everything. We'll be covering all your favorites, everything on Pulsechain. We're going to be covering Richard Hart, golden standard of crypto. We're going to be covering the top PRC 20 discoveries, the meme coins, the Pulsechain projects, and we're going to be covering the NFT space as well. It's all here today. You're going to get a full update. It's going to be a lot of fun, folks. And of course, we are documenting Pulsechain's growth here on the Hex Token Show. So we're going to talk more about that. We're also going to get into a few of the dramas, not drama in the sense of drama, but a few of the issues that we've had. And of course, all the upside. There's so much bullish stuff happening at the moment and opportunities galore. So we're going to talk about that too. Hope you guys enjoy it. Let me set everything up here and get into it. Now, it does turn out that I will be speaking at the online conference on one of the panels. So that's coming up too. So it's the second online conference for Pulsechain. So I will be speaking at that. So you'll see me there. And let's see how much fun that is because we've got the Heist of Stakes premieres launching tomorrow. And then the main theaters are opening up on the 4th and 5th of August. So lots of things happening. The premiere on the 3rd tomorrow for the Heist of Stakes. We're going to get into that. So stay tuned. Lots in store, man. We're going to be packed full. But I'm going to try and get through it in at least an hour and a quarter, somewhere like that. We'll get through it all. Life's Beneath as well. Hello, how are you today? Very good, of course. And, of course, the ultimate strategy, Richard Hart's golden standard, Hex, EHEX, PLSX, and the Center for the Win, 100%. Some people like to call that the blue chip of the Pulsechain ecosystem, and that's not bad either. Hex token for the win, 100%. Hey, Brian, our community leader's given out 5 Hex token memberships. Grab them up while you can. There's 5 Hex token memberships up. Dark Matter's got one. Hey, good to see you, John Williams, by the way. Elias Maverick. Hey, Elias, good to see you. Lion Wings. Stuckberry and Andy Q. Well done to all 5 of you. And a big shout out to Brian for shouting those awesome stuff. Now, if you haven't joined our Discord, the link is in the video description. It is free. It has been going off. We've had really great conversations in there, talking about everything you can possibly imagine. So get in there, folks. It really is a good place. And a community is building as we are only on, day 82, wrapping up day 82, I think it is, on Pulsechain. So it's still very early days. So get in there, folks. Spread the word and all that good stuff. So thanks to Brian. We got Rod Patrick as well. Good morning, Superman and family. Good to see you. Rod says they don't like the Sound of Freedom movie, and now they don't like the Heist of Stakes. That's strange, says Roderick Patrick. Well, they're about to see it in theaters. The theaters are going to be amazing, and of course, the tickets have been selling. So we're looking forward to that premiere tomorrow too. So it's going to be a lot of fun. It's Attack on DeFi, and it's all about control, 100%. This is massive, and of course, we're going to push back. We are pushing back, so it's pretty cool. Dave Down Under as well. Awesome thumbnail. This is really positive stuff. Yeah, you like it, the rocket? Yeah, Pulsechain prices are pumping, and it's a good opportunity, right? We got whenever they get to a lower level, you got a lower level they can bounce from. So it's kind of like that. You pick up the opportunities when there's the most fear. If you can time it well, that's good. If you can't do well with the timing, kind of DCA it, dollar cost average and stuff like that. There's always going to be some whales that try to take profit taking in the future, so that's always out there. Just take that into account as well. But confidence is building, and of course we have huge. The next 30 to 60 days is the biggest build out for Pulsechain. We have got all the big protocols launching. We're going to talk about that today. Pretty cool. And Berto's in the house there. Yo today. It's cheers from Santiago, the Dominican Republic. I think I got that right, Humberto. And big shout out to you. You're not in Miami today. Not in Miami. He's in the good old Dominican Republic. Humberto says the SEC picked a fight with the wrong founder, wrong ecosystem, wrong community. RH will be bigger, make a big fool out of them. This is the best thing that could have happened to us. It's united us as a community, 100%. Humberto, and it's certainly done that. And it's going to be fun to watch. They're a pretty weak case, but they've tried to slant it with the old rich boy doing his thing, and they forget that there was the Heist of Stakes movie, and that makes good footage in the movie. So it'll be fun to see where that happens, where it goes to. There's a number of outcomes people have talked about. Joey Torres in the house. Good to see you, Joey. And of course, up folks from Brian, smashing it there on the channel. Brownie, woohoo! A live one. Yo, Superman, deploy the thumb like on entry. Yeah, if you haven't smashed the like button, smash the like button on entry there. Really appreciate that support. And get in there, folks. If you haven't subscribed, subscribe to the channel and get into our free Discord. We got over 1,200 members. We're heading up towards 1,300 members, and we have the most active Pulsechain Discord on that there is on Discord. So it's pretty cool. Now you can go to Telegram, but Telegram's it's like the Wild West in Telegram. But if you want the club, the country club, and you want all the info and the cool community, come into our Discord. That's the way it goes. We got Francis as well. Hi all, good to see you with the lots of hearts. Love that. Archipelago as well. Hi all, Archipelago. A big shout out to Archipelago. Archipelago has been dropping lots of intel, lots of support inside the Discord and on Telegram as well. So a big shout out to you, Archipelago, and of course a rising influencer on Twitter as well, spreading the good word about Pulsechain. And that's the biggest thing. If you want one big message, spread the word about Pulsechain and all the opportunities and all the growth and all the big community. Just spread the word. That's the best thing you can do. Wookie is waiting for life, says Wookie. Nice to see Wookie in the house. Shana as well. Time of our lives. Woo! Yeah, definitely time of our lives. Christos as well. Good evening, Superman. I bought some PLS at quadruple 037 last night. Feels good, man. Hey, well done. You know, you buy it when the FUD's on and the market's starting to rise again. It's a pretty good opportunity to pick up a lot of volume, particularly when it's so below the sacrifice price. It is a good place to be, I think. Detect Soul as well. Yo, good to see you. Hex Mum. Hey, Hex Mum. Hi all, with lots of love. Good to see Hex Mum in the chat there too. Looks like the first time that I recall. What else there? We got Rev 10. Hello, just got in time. We are back in the green. Woohoo! Yeah, we got green prices pumping for Pulsechain. Very, very cool. Brian's posted the Discord link if you want to join. We're live commenting on the live now. Well, I can't see that, right? So that's why Brian likes that. I can't see that, but that's what they're doing. They're watching in the Discord, watching live now. It's a new thing. I think that's just happened the last day. Is it today or I don't know, but it's happening. Now, a lot of people in our community really stepping out to go get healthier. People going for walks. And a big shout out to Sandy Beach. Sandy Beach has been posting these health videos about walking and music and stuff like that. And it's so good to see. So a big shout out to Sandy Beach. It's inspired me. I'm on day 18, I think it is today. Brian, our community leaders, walking too on day 6, I believe. And of course, others are also doing some fitness too that have said it in the chat. So I do encourage you to get out and be fit and enjoy those cryptos. Looks like we've got a Machiavelli in the house. And of course, a member for 5 months. So I appreciate your super support there, Machiavelli. And of course, looking good there. You got a $ PP class. So big shout out to Machiavelli. And thanks for the support there. Looking good. Who else has jumped in here? We got a few other comments. We'll get to those before we get into the news. We just shook out the strongest weekends. That is true, Elias. That's one way of looking at it too. Absolutely. And we got Francis in the house there. I love Jesus. Brian. Yeah, lots of love from Brian. Brian does a great job. I see Uniswap getting smashed on Trustpilot's reviews. Yep. That's just the beginning, Brownie. If you're out there, we're going to talk about Uniswap and we're going to talk about MetaMask as well. Stay tuned for that. We will be talking about that. 9-inch just launched, says Archipelago. We're going to talk about that too. I didn't realize it just launched like right now, but I have an update for that, so we'll get to that 9-inch. We got Japon as well. What's up? Good to see you, Japon. And who else is here? I think that's Hexhorse 1 has landed. Good to see you, Hexhorse landed. Let's get into it, shall we? Yeah, I think so. Let's get into it. The news, and we're going to get to 9-inch. Apparently, it has just launched, so we're going to have to try and catch up on that one. But here is the update from Richard Hart. He's been posting about freedom. He reposted Warren Davidson here. This is a former Army Ranger here, and of course, talking about self-custody essential to defending freedom. Permissionless to peer-to-peer transactions are like cash. No third party needed. Everything else is essentially a permission system where someone else can filter your transactions 100%. That is retweeted by Richard Hart. And of course, that is true, right? It's really a DeFi against the system, the control. And there's another one Richard had posted about the transaction. The right to transact underpins all other rights. You don't have free speech if you can't buy a stamp or a net connection. You can't assemble if you can't buy a gas or a ticket. The right to transact needs to enshrine and protect it against all enemies, foreign and domestic. And that is true. And that's a dot there from Richard, just reiterating that. What else did Richard say? He's also pushed about blockchains. And he put out blockchains are a library. Blocks are people's writing, math, art, and speech. Blockchain software is the publishing software you use to publish the speech you've created to the public. The First Amendment protects your right to communicate with your fellow man. Banning the pen would be worse than banning a book. Blockchains are the digital pen by which you make permanent, immutable, provable speech to the world. And they are a unique tool by which you can prove that you said something at a certain time, a tool which lets you communicate with your fellow man permissionlessly as God intended, a building block for the digital future of man. The Constitution has been proven in court to protect numerous types of speech, from dance to nudity to code. Blockchains are more than just speech. They're also very tools by which you can broadcast your ideas into the world, often a Turing complete vast world of possibilities. That's from Richard Hart there. That was just a few hours ago, 1 hour ago, actually. That was that how soon. So that's from Richard Hart. And of course, this is what I say. I put that in the title of the video. Blockchain is the people's blockchain. It is superior in many ways, and we're going to have a lot of fun with it. It's only on day 2. We're about to enter day 83. So it's early days, and we've got lots of awesome things building. We've got developers galore. We've got developers galore building on Pulsechain. We've got influencers galore, broadcasting on Pulsechain. We've got a huge community spreading the word. It is the true DeFi as well. We're expanding DeFi. We're going to fight for DeFi. We're going to push back against all the centralized agencies and all the fake DeFi out there, like the Uniswap, like the MetaMask, and we're going to push back and support those who support us. And we've found out who our friends are during this SEC really poorly put together case against Richard Hart there. So we're going to get into all that. All right, let's jump away from that. There's Richard Hart's tweets. The highest of stakes, of course, is coming up. So we've got so many bullish things. Congratulations, the highest stakes here to Westcott Crypto as the official winner of the 2 VIP Premier tickets for August the 3rd. With this entry below, let's give him a thanks to a big clap, of course. Thanks to everybody who submitted. And you can see Westcott's video here as well. I'll post a link to this if you want to see that. That is the winner there. So we're going to post that. Bam. Let's do that. We've got a few other people jumped in the chat here. Let me jump in here. Actually, we'll come back to that. It's a meme coin called 9-inch. Okay. Yeah, I was a bit surprised that 9-inch had launched because I got an update for that and it didn't seem to say that. But hey, sometimes they do that. Stealth launch. It can definitely happen. So Pulsechain, it says deciated. Absolutely. Motel Hex will leave the light on for you. It says refined. It's funny, man. Pineapple Love says, woohoo, what's up, Superman? Can see Pineapple Love. And we got Blobfish King in the house as well. Has a sleepless night and woke to some green candles. Yeah, that's got to make you feel better when you wake up in the morning. All right, so that is the tweet there. You can check out the video there from Westcott Crypto, who won those 2 Premier tickets. What else we got there from the highest of stakes? Johnny Chaos got retweeted. Who is joining me for this Friday for the highest of stakes in Lansing? I guess that's is that Mississippi or something? Minnesota. I'm not sure where that is. 5 p.m. Longhorn Steakhouse pre-show. Oh, these steakhouses in America, man. They make me so hungry, honestly. 6:30 pre-show footage. 7 p.m. show time. 8:30 post-show reactions with Matty Allen's stream as well. And, of course, there we are. Look at that. The highest of stakes there. That's looking pretty good, too. So we'll retweet that up as well. The next one from the highest of stakes was this 2 hours ago. This, my friends, it's the special case containing the file with Richard Hart intro for the highest of stakes premiere. Just did a run through. Get ready. And look at that in the theater there. Doesn't that look badass? That looks pretty good. I can't wait to see it. The thing is, with the highest of stakes, it's got a 30-piece musical score. That's going to just lift the mood of so many scenes in the movie. I can't wait to see that. And yeah, wow. It's going to be a lot of fun to see the highest stakes. It's going to be launching the premiere tomorrow. And, of course, then, of course, on the 4th and 5th, they're going to have movie theaters across the United States screening of that as well. And most of it, as far as I can tell, has been sold out. So kind of cool. Now, if you want to hit up the highest of stakes and find the movie theaters, you can definitely go and check out here on the highest of stakes and find out the tickets on the highestofstakes.com. And you can get yourself a ticket to go and take your friends and family. It's an opportunity of a lifetime. And, of course, the precursor to potential streaming service and OTT, maybe like Netflix or somebody like that. There's big billboards up outside the office, apparently, of some of these streamers. So at least one of the streamers. So that's going to be cool. All right. That is the highest of stakes. Let's jump into the good news. So we had a Uniswap. and MetaMask swap, turn off the ability to buy Hex and Pulsechain and things like that. Where is the DeFi in that? There's no DeFi in that. That is centralized control. We already know we've had issues with them around data, but now they're turning off. I mean, unbelievable. Where's the support? Even Coinbase is going to be, pushing back, fighting back a bit, and some of the others like Crypto.com. And now we've got, so those are the things that we're going to push back against them, right? We're not going to sit there. We're going to spread the word. We're going to, we've already got trended on Twitter, quit, Uniswap, quits Uniswap. And we're going to push that theme. That's not going away. Going to continue that thing. The other thing, of course, is we find out who our friends and who our allies are in the DeFi fight against the centralized control. They want to destroy DeFi because it's freedom, right? It equates to freedom and opportunity. And so we found out that they're not our friends. They seem to be the enemies of the state, and of course, siding with the centralized. But we do have friends. Change Now has come out, and of course, Change Now has said we're here to support Hex and Richard Hart Win in their unstoppable journey. And of course, you can use that to bridge over to Pulsechain, which is pretty cool from Ethereum. Join the Hex community and experience fast and reliable exchanges with Change Now. And of course, Portal X uses Exchange Now too. You can see here they've got the SEC picture here, and they've also got Richard Hart here on the left here. So that is pretty cool from the Change Now team. So I'm going to copy the tweet to that. Definitely get out there and spread the word on that because that's pretty cool. Let me just put we'll type the words there. Change Now support. So you can see that. Let me just fix the typo. Change. I've misspelled it again. Change. All right, change. I've forgotten how to spell the word change. That's crazy. That's crazy, man. I've even got in front of me. I've even got the word in front of me. Change. All right, there we are. Let's get rid of the I and put an N in there. There we are. Change Now. All right, so definitely check that out. That is pretty cool. We have allies, and we have found out who they are, our friends are, and who our enemies are. Let's put it that way. Uniswap and that. So unbelievable that what they did. Honestly, unbelievable. And they put fuel on the fire, didn't they? With the reaction to particularly EHEX, and of course further fuel on the fire, put us down for at least 2.5 days on the price chart. On top of that, SE News, but we managed to bounce back. Got huge Change Now support, so that's great for bridging and things. That's fundamental for the pipeline. So pretty cool. So salute there to Change Now. Onwards and upwards. So if you want to, obviously you can buy Hex and things like that through Change Now, but of course you can use the Super Dex aggregator Portal X. Portal X had to turn off some of their services, not because they wanted to, but because they had some liquidity issues. I understand OKX, centralized exchange, like Uniswap and that, had some issues. I think you can buy and sell still on OKX, but there was some pausing or stopping of withdrawals of Pulse or something like that. So they had some liquidity issues as well. Remember, Portal X is a super DEX aggregator. In other words, they go through all the DEX pools and they try to get the best deal. And they also have a couple of routes to bridging as well, which I believe is through I think it's through the BNB chain, and I think it's through the official bridge and forms like that, and through potentially centralized exchange OKX. I'm not exact. I think those are the three. You can correct me if I'm wrong, but something like that. And so what we learned from the SEC event and the Black Swan event is that we need to get in a position where we've got all the utilities that we cannot be taken down. So we cannot have any, not just taken down, but any limitations where you cannot buy and sell. You cannot go cross-chain. So we have to, there's more work to be done, but we've got a lot of it. And I think it was a good lesson to be learned about liquidity pools. But we've got lots of DEXs coming, and we're probably going to have a lot more cross-chain bridge solutions, and of course, some more fiat on-ramp and off-ramps as well. But lesson learned, and I'm sure that they're looking to improve that moving forward. So that is Portal X. You can find that. Now, I have a whole list of different ways you can buy on-chain, and you can also buy cross-chain. And that's in our Discord. If you go to our Discord, under useful links, we've put a whole list of items there. If you see anything that's missing, let us know. We'll add it. Get into useful links. It's the last item under useful links. How to buy Pulse and Pulse X there. Spread the good word. There's a lot of great sites in there as well, from CowSwap still supporting places like that. So get in there. Beetroot. There's so many places that are doing on-chain swaps, and we've got a decent amount of cross-chain ones too. definitely checking it out. So pretty cool. Yes, keep spreading the word. It's an opportunity of a lifetime, and the old Pulsechain is the blockchain for the people. All right, that leads us into crypto. BTC just chilling around this 29. How many days in a row have we been at this mark? Probably about 4 or 5 days now. We did pop below 29,000 for one day, probably the SEC news there. Yeah, that's back up at 29,127. Where's it going to go? Is it going to back over 30 and do a mini rally? Or is it going to go down like some people like Saliwell and other people say, down to 15K? Some of them have been calling 50K. So where are we going? We're in the gray zone. We're on the weaker side of the gray zone, I would say, but we're still in the gray zone there. Where will it go? We will find out. We've certainly got looks like the Federal Reserve has terminal rate is probably done at the 5.5% on the federal funds rate. So that looks like it's probably most likely done. And inflation's been going down, employment's been cracking, and the real economy is going to have the effect. So that's going to roll over a bit later. We'll probably see that play out, Q4, Q1 next year, Q4 this year, Q1 next year. We'll be watching that. So that is crypto just holding its position down just a little tad at the moment. Maybe 1%, 1.5%. That's kind of where the general crypto market is at the moment. All right, so that leads us into Pulsechain. And of course, the talk of the town today is the prices. We talked about Pulsechain prices rally, and they certainly have. Prices on Pulse there is at quadruple 0565, up a 25%. Yes, 25%. And of course, we have a sacrifice price. It is only 56% the sacrifice at the moment. So really a great deal to get in there. Looking pretty good. And of course, here's the chart here on the old Pulsechain. This is the hourly chart. And you can see it's been rising. Nice little bounce back. Obviously, here's the SEC red candle. Look at that thing. And of course, we had some big whales in that, right? Let's get rid of it and then let's get my stable coins. I'm a whale. I'm going to protect myself. And of course, down it goes, right? There's nothing changed about the chain, right? It's immutable. It's validated by something like 37,500 validators. There's nothing changed. It's nothing. It's just the SEC impact. The news, sell the news, and that's what happened. And of course, now we're on the comeback. Those who are able to either DCA or time the bottom would be very happy. And of course, now we're up, in terms of 67% in 21 hours. That's what it shows here on that call. If you got the very bottom on a daily basis, it's 25% that we're up there at the moment. And of course, this yellow line is pretty much. Let me just go pull it out. Yellow line. We're going to go daily actually, probably a bit easier. That's the daily chart. So that's the daily chart for Pulsechain. And of course, we had the support that we had broken down through on the SEC news there. And of course, we're going to take this back up here, and we're going to take that up to the sacrifice price. So that yellow line is the sacrifice price. We're going to get rid of these old lines here, and that yellow line is the sacrifice price. So that's our target to get back to, at least in terms of the near term. The next price, of course, would be quadruple 777. That would be a big year, but we're doing pretty well on this pushback at the moment. Now, I do suspect that we may get some whales taking profits. We had a little bit of that today on the hourly chart, but there's always whales that may decide to take some profits out there, despite the fact that it's recovering and all that. You can get that. So just remember that. Still possible to potentially get another opportunity pick up cheaper. But there's a nice little comeback today. And of course, the other good thing is that we've got most of our big protocols launching over the next 30 to 60 days. So, and that includes mostly DeFi leverage lending, and that typically pushes up prices. So, and also takes, in case of Pulsechain, will take a lot of Pulse and PulseX off the market. So it's a win-win, right? So we will be watching for that over the next 30 to 60 days. It's not going to happen just in one day, but 30 to 60 days. So we'll be looking at that. So that is the Pulse. Let's look at the next one, of course, is PulseX. It is at quadruple 0182, so dramatically below sacrifice price, 18%. 18%. It's down near the whale sacrifice prices for like Overwatch and stuff like that. So it's really, really low. It is up 30% though, so it's outperformed Pulse, and it should do too, in my view. Obviously, we're going to talk about why, but we've got all those protocols coming, potentially single-sided staking pools still as well. And of course, the buy and burn has been spectacular with this volatility in this Black Swan event. We have reached 312 billion PulseX has been burned, which is 1.5% of the public supply. So that excludes the origin accounts. As you know, Richard Hart's design is around centralized ownership. And of course, that there is the way that assets value up in the fiat world. And of course, it works pretty well here too. And of course, that was obviously set up there. What we've got there is 312 billion, 1.5% buy and burn. Amazing stuff already. We're only just finished day 82. So day 82 is what we're finishing up right now. We're about to start day 83. And of course, look at that. In 82 days, 1.5% burn. OMG, that's so good. And yeah, that bodes well for at least maybe getting to maybe 5% burn in the year at this current rate. So it depends on the price of Pulse. Obviously, Pulsex will go up, but also the volumes can go up too, right? As confidence builds and more protocols are going there and more leverage. Yeah, we're probably, even with the price rise of Pulsex, we're increasing the volume on Pulse and Pulsex will be amazing to help offset that. So pretty cool. And the buy and burn will stay relatively elevated. So that's kind of cool there. One Pulse at the moment will get you 3.12 Pulsex, which is pretty amazing. And of course, the buy and burn just takes me back. It's breathtaking. 312 billion, 1.5%, pretty amazing there. And we're up 31% there. That is so far the best performer. Now going to Pulsex, that is the Pulsex chart there on the hourly. So obviously also pushing back pretty similarly to the Pulsechain there, but slightly more aggressive on the upside. And of course, looking at the hourly chart here, and 84% on the 21 hours. So definitely the better pick in terms of relative increase. But of course, it went down way more, right? It actually, can you believe it? It actually got below, it lost a zero. Can you believe it? It got down to 50983 just for a blip. It was like a minute maybe, but it did it. And way back up it goes. And yeah, pretty nice gains there on that one. So kind of cool. These opportunities, people talk about these opportunities. I made this much percentage on Pulsechain, Pulsex. It's good news from that point of view. Even if they got it way below the sacrifice price, it is good news for the storytelling. And that's how myths and legends are made. I'm just kidding. All right, so that's kind of cool on that one. Now going into the incentive token, it is $2.86, up 23%. So it's the third best performer so far. It's the ratio is 50,566. There's 7 million incentive tokens in existence now. 9,100 have been burned through the TYRH protocol from Jacob and the BNB pot team. That's 0.129%. So that's kind of cool, having a little burn mechanism. Let's have a look at the ratio. This is the hourly. Oh, actually, before we do that, let's look at Pulsex on the daily. Let's have a look at the daily. That is Pulsex on the daily. So yeah, we'll try and head back up to at least this yellow line is our next one. Obviously, sacrifice price is miles ahead. Now, what's the deal here? Now, if you've got patience, you believe in Pulsechain, and of course, you see all the stuff coming, then, sitting there now is a massive 446% just to get back to sacrifice price. I don't know, if you've got the patience and the belief and you see the fundamentals, that's kind of just sitting there if you're patient enough, 446%. So, hey, not financial advice, but looks pretty amazing to me. Anyway, the incentive token ratio, so look at that, is 50,666. It has been as high as 52,000. Just got sold off a little bit there, probably for the Pulse ratio. But that is pretty much it. It's still performing pretty well on that as well. Now, I haven't actually pulled up the Pulsex farms, so let's quickly do that. We're going to have a quick look at the Pulsex farms. Let's go to the farms here. And yeah, these are the rates. Wow, they've changed dramatically, haven't they? Look at that, folks. We've got big changes there. Liquidity's back up. We've got a bit more work to do around these stables here, but don't forget, we've got our own native stables coming to Pulsechain. Liquid Loans, Power City, and Coast. Coast is first. We've got CST, USDL, and PXDC coming. So they're going to be adding more stable coins to our liquidity pool, complementing these Ethereum classics, as it were. We've got DAI, Wrapped ETH, USD Tether, and of course those volumes will come up. Also, the value will come up with the price of Pulse also, but liquidity for DAI is still holding up very decent there at 16.9 million. The rates of return have gone up, obviously with the price of Pulse there too, and the less liquidity. So 148% in the old DAI pool, 121% in USDC, 126 in USD Tether. Pretty good. So if you ever look at the DAI, you did $1,000 on a daily. That's about 4/10 of your capital back. That was just over a third yesterday. So that's got a more favorable for yield farmers. And of course, the incentive pools there, 95 and 96%, not looking too bad. The Richard Hart pools, 17% on Pulsex Pulse, and Hex Pulse there, 25%, still chilling it as well. And like I say, we may see the possibility of single-sided staking pools come out of nowhere. Stealth launch for that. We will be seeing what happens there. All right, that is pretty much it on that. Let's go to Hex. P-Hex there is at 1.11 cents. Man, that got pulled down yesterday. I must say that got pulled down pretty dramatic yesterday, particularly on the Uniswap news and the MetaMask swapping, but particularly Uniswap. And of course, we also had EHEX there, got down pretty low as well. That is currently at 0.055, so just over half a penny. A P-Hex equals 2.01 EHEX at the moment, which is a pretty flat ratio. And of course, that means that the EHEX has sort of relatively come back. The price is up 15%. So the worst performer, if you want to put it that way, out of the so-called, rich art tokens. And of course, that's pretty much where it is at the moment. One P-Hex will get you 195 Pulse at the moment. And that's kind of the ratio. But yeah, the combined price of EHEX and P-Hex is 1.66 cents. That is where we are at the moment. Let's pull up the combined chart. I haven't pulled it up, but let's pull up the combined chart of Hex and have a look at that. So let's do that. We're going to the Investex.io, which has got a combined price. We're going to have a look at the chart. Beautiful front end, isn't it? This is on Pulsechain, folks. Check out Investex.io. Really is cool. If you want a cool workstation, get in there. So many tools and stuff like that. You can spend ages on this platform. Right. We see the price there. Look at that. This is the 15-minute chart, by the way. So it's got a little detail. Look at that chart. The combined price of EHEX and PHEX, pretty much with the fuel on the fire by Uniswap and stuff, is what caused this to really to start going down here. But that's recovered. And look at this, man. We were down all the way down at 1 cent combined. We're just over 1 cent combined for EHEX PX. Crazy down the bottom here, isn't it? But we've managed to rally back 60%. Isn't that incredible? 60%. And yeah, we're back up around 1.647 cents combined. But we did get as high as 1.7, which is a pretty good rally back on there as well. And we've still got, I think, a decent uptrend potentially, particularly if we get over 1.7 to keep climbing. And why not, eh? Why not? We're in the true DeFi on Pulsechain, which is pretty cool. So that is kind of neat there on the chart. Now let's have a look at PHEX versus Pulse. This is 1.1 cents at the moment. So as you can see, we climb back up there as well, heading towards the top of the Bollinger Bands on the hourly. Let's look at the daily chart on that. We're up 16%. So we've got the highest stakes coming up in front of us. That's kind of good news. And let's see if we can get a bit more of a rally into that. Obviously, the premiere tomorrow, and then the theaters open 4th and 5th in the United States. So looking forward to that. That is PHEX. Looking at EHEX on the Pulsechain is bridged in EHEX. The ratio from EHEX there to Pulse is at 96 there as well. So Hex was yesterday stronger than Pulse, but obviously with the Pulse rally, relatively speaking, the gains were bigger. So the Hex ratio to EHEX ratio to Pulse has fallen there, and obviously EHEX still demonstrating relative weakness there as well. Moving to Hex on the Ethereum chain, you can see the Hex is still slow to recover to some degree. We're still at 0.055 cents, so just over half a penny. And of course, this is the weakness that we had yesterday. We got as low as 0.037 on the old Ethereum chain there for Hex. So obviously on the Uniswap news, just pushed it down, and just some people were selling into that. But we have bounced back quite nicely. We've got a nice little hammer there too. That's a little doji hammer. So let's see if we can push off from that. Finally, the Hex. So this is the PHEX to EHEX ratio. And as I say, 1 PX will get you 2.02 Hex there. So those are all the ratios, which is kind of cool to see the trend there. And that leads us on into some of the news around the validators. So we've got the validator news. We are up. So confidence is building for Pulsechain. Pulsechain is true DeFi, truly decentralized. We got 37,209 validators. We're almost just off the all-time high here. Amazing, 37,209. We had more enter overnight. This thing is going up, up and away. Do you guys remember when Richard talked about 3 or 4% APY with 40,000 validators? Well, we're almost got to that. Is he a bit of a Nostradamus or what? Because we're almost up to that level, which is pretty crazy. And of course, if you put the globe on, you can see that we've got validators all around the world. Pulsechain is truly decentralized. It's going to keep ticking and ticking and ticking and it's the people's blockchain. That's what I say. So we got 1.19 trillion pulses now off the market. It is staked with the validators. That means it cannot be sold at this stage, and of course it is off, and people are getting paid pretty nicely. Now, yesterday we talked about the validator. We were up before the SEC issue. We were up at around $3,300 to become a validator. Yesterday we were down at $1,200. Today we're back up at $1,800. Still relatively cheap by any accounts to get 32 million pulse. That is where we are at the moment. And of course, current epoch on the blockchain is 22,610. Now, as you guys know, Ethereum is expensive and Pulsechain is cheap to operate, and it's the full first system state copy of Ethereum based on the 10th of May at 10:36 UTC time. We got the swap price at 3 cents at the moment on Pulsechain. A Pulse coin transfer, 0.2 of a penny. And of course, a PRC20 transfer is pretty cheap at the moment, 0.6 of a penny. And of course, that equates to 390 times cheaper than Ethereum to do activities. And of course, we've got all these cool dApps coming. A lot of these dApps you can't do on Ethereum because it's just too expensive for the transaction charges. You know, doing approvals, doing staking, unstaking, compounding. It's expensive on Ethereum to do that. But on Pulsechain, it is cheap as chips. It is cheap as chips. And the opportunities are about to abound. The chances to get really high returns on Ethereum are much harder than on Pulsechain because we have so many protocols launching early. We have so much upside potential. It really is the place to be. The people's blockchain is Pulsechain. So fully decentralized, super cheap and super fast to operate. And of course, a boom opportunities on Pulsechain as it just starts from a very low base and moves high. And of course, the Pulsechain prices on discount at the moment. So you can pick up a lot of more volume. It's a very lucky time. Now, we're also 366 times cheaper than Bitcoin. And you just saw the chart just changed. It went to jump to 321 times cheaper than Ethereum. It is a great place to be. So you can't ask for much better than that, can you? So that is pretty cool. We're on day 82 is about to finish. We're starting day 83. So we're still in the third month. And we've got most of the big utilities coming the next 36 days. We're going to look at all that. Now, the other cool thing is that Bretep, Pulsechain dev, is also excited about Pulsechain being truly decentralized and 100% run by the Pulsechain community. That's you and me. And of course, it is the people's blockchain, and it's going to do some wonderful things. We've got so many developers, so many smart thinkers, so many caring developers. We've got so many influencers. We've got such an exciting, supportive community. It really is a great place to be. And all you have to do is keep spreading the good word that this is the place to be. And we've got so many reasons for people to come. All right, so that is pretty cool from Bretep. He's excited about too. Pulsechain dev, big shout out to Bretep, and pretty nice on that one. So that's going to lead us over to the Pulsechain market. So we're going to get into we're moving away from the Richard Hart ecosystem and the Pulsechain side. We're going to move into the ERC PRC20 price discoveries. And hey, we were going through these charts yesterday in Discord. We went through all these charts and we're going, where's the best opportunity yesterday? This is what you can get in our Discord. If you want to jump in, you get all the people's decisions. We've got some TA people. We've got some fundamental people. We've got people that are new, the people that are experienced. You can get in there and go through this. And we were picking off the opportunities, and they're pretty much played out that way for the most part. So pretty cool. We've got Pepe has come to the top, and that is at 66.8% at the moment. And this is based on the biggest liquidity pools. You can see a big, nice fat candle there on the old Pepe. And of course, this is one of the most likely ones to price up towards Ethereum's value because there's nothing really holding it back to not do that, right? And of course, that's looking pretty good. We've got Wrap Bitcoin has popped back up too. That was down at about $16, I think, yesterday. Was that $14.72? It's now back up at $23. We're going to be watching that too. Now, they all have different. So each of these coins have different rationales behind them. So you've got to take that into account. I'm going through via biggest liquidity pools, not by the biggest percentage performance. Maker there, got a big one there too, is up 38%. SHIB, which is another meme coin, no reason why it can't do really well as well. Obviously, there's no metaverse or any blockchain like that, but there's no reason. It's a meme coin, so it could do wonderful things too over time, especially as Pulsechain grows. Potentially, all these become way more valuable. So there's some of the leaders there on that. Now, obviously, if we sort by the 24 hours, then Pepe is the top performer. Matic is number 2. Apes coin is number 3. Lido is number 4 by percentages. Link is there is up 15%. So you can see a lot of these are actually outpacing Pulsechain and Pulsex in the percentages. Instead of being up 30 or 40%, they're up 50 to 60%, some of these top ones, PRC20. So pretty cool on those fronts there. So we'll be watching those as well. Some of them have small liquidity pools, some of them have very big liquidity pools. That's why I started off with the big liquidity pools here on those first. All right. And when I say big, I mean in terms of the retail book, not in terms of big whales. All right. So just take into account. All right. Let's have a look at the next section. Of course, is meme coins. Now some people were talking about the 9-inch decks coming in. That is expected to launch, and of course, Paul Pleb is expected to roll out. Now, if we look at by liquidity, Paul Pleb there is up 20%. Dodge there from Jeff Kadakis and the Trust Swap team is up 30%. PLD Pulse Dodge from the 9-inch team as well. That is up 22%. That's got 40K on those as well. Ben from BitBoy, who's been very supportive of the Richard Hart and the Pulsechain Hex ecosystem, has been out there fighting for DeFi. He's had some big sessions there. Believe he had a big session with Corey Costa. And of course, he's been out there spreading the good word. The battle is on for those who believe in DeFi and understand what's going on. Up 35%. Pretty good on that. We're looking for the 9-inch. These things could explode on the launch of the 9-inch. So we are looking forward to that DEX launch there. Those two, Paul Pleb and Pulse Dodge, are both founders coins and will be supported with the BBC yield token. So single-sided token there. So that's going to be fun to see what happens to those charts in the future. That leads us on into the last category, Pulsechain projects. And of course, let's go, instead of liquidity this time, we're going to go by percentages. The best performer is from Jacob. That is the Burn token, up 89%. Get out of here. So it's up 89%. It's the best performer. Look at that chart. That's the 4-hourly chart here on the old Burn token. Hasn't been around that long. Let's go to the daily. That's the daily chart. And nice little pump back there on the old Burn. So congratulations, you got Burn. Now Burn goes with TRH, and TRH is number 4 on the charts, and that is up pretty nicely there, 50%. And that chart looks pretty gorgeous, right? Even with the pullback, but that can be deceiving. Let's go to the auto here, and of course we were up all the way up at 0.0. It was a third of a percent. It got all the way down to 1.5 cents. So there's a pretty big decrease, even though the chart looks pretty stellar. But we're back up at 2 cents now, and the strength will go strength to strength. Remember, all the airdrops are pretty much top premium projects that they're airdropping on the claims, and they've got cool NFTs as well for daily yield. So there's kind of cool things on that, and they're also obviously burning Richard Hart tokens at the same time. So burning Pulse X, burning Incentive, and burning Hex. So pretty bullish on that. Time dividend. So we talked about MetaMask stopping the swaps for Hex and Pulse. MetaMask is your alternative, right? So if you own Time Token, you earn a share of the profits on MetaMask, on the Internet Money Wallet, and that's from KG. And of course, that's had a big pump there as well. Went from 0008 all the way up to 001. So 74% gains, mad gains there from the old Time Token. And of course, you earn a share of the swapping fees on the Internet Money Wallet. If you haven't downloaded that, consider downloading it. Now, they are going to go to final audits and then get it out of final beta. But apparently it's been going pretty well. So definitely worth checking out as Internet Money Wallet, and maybe migrating you can migrate early, or you can migrate once they get the final audits. But that is the latest update there from KG. So pretty cool there on that. Hocus Pocus is up 44%. Weight token, of course, coming up for Coast. We're going to talk about that. That is about to launch with the on-ramp, off-ramp, and of course, stablecoin. That had a nice day in the office as well, up 40% there on the weight token. Now, liquidity pool is relatively small, 15K, but I suggest that it's probably going to change in due course as they ramp up the fiat on-ramp to Pulsechain. Having a direct fiat on-ramp, Pulsechain, off-ramp is going to be amazing. And of course, a stable coin as well. We want those stable coins. We see how important they are. So it's going to be a lot of fun. Now, that's going to open up to the United States, UK, Australia, and Canada first, and then up to 150 countries after that. So wherever you are around the world, I'm sure it's going to be coming pretty quickly and give you a direct route, direct way to on-ramp to Pulsechain with fiat, which a lot of people want to do, right? A lot of people want to do that. So that's pretty cool. That is the leaders. We're going to talk about a few of these other projects when we come back, but let's get into some of the upcoming project launches as well. Now, yesterday we had the Tetra Prism Pool, DApp, and Pools rollout. They rolled out very successfully, and the second one got filled up as well. Everyone's staking like 433 million every 12 to 24 hours or something. And of course, round number 3 is coming up in about a day or something. So that staking has been going off. The price, however, has still been slow to move. So obviously, a lot of people that are staking are people that have already got a lot of it. And we can see here the price chart is still not really rallying off that. but maybe it will rally in the next couple of days. Depends on how much people are buying to stake in those rounds. I think there's 6 rounds altogether, so we'll see whether some of that stuff is actually bought on market rather than what people hold already on that one. The Pulsechain Apes token launch, that ended up being a rug pull yesterday. So this is the way it goes sometimes. It is speculative, but it was very disappointing to the community. But that said, of course, it has been saved. The actual collection of NFTs, not the token itself. Token itself is a rug, so that was unfortunate. But the founder was just one of those bad people out there, and he's closed down the Telegram. Pulsechain Apes is not dead though. The NFT collection has been moved into a new contract, and guess who saved it again? So we saw that with Pulse Souls, remember, with the dev rug the funds. Well, we had that saved by Pedro from the Beatbox, and Pedro has come again to save the Pulsechain Apes to put them in a new contract so that it has a fresh start. But the good news, even though the token was a rug, and of course the staking never happened, the Pedro from Beatbox has actually added on a new feature. He's done a new wrap contract, just like Pulse Souls, and added on royalties. Yes, royalties. And I checked that today, and I already got some royalties already from the trading. So staking is not there, but the royalties is. So we got NFTs plus the royalty DeFi there, but not the NFT plus staking. But what a great solution. And we also have a new Telegram group as well, which is brand new. That's by the community, for the community. And so Pulsechain Apes is still number one, the number one collection. And this is what the Pulsechain community is like. We saw this with Alex McFurter and DeFi, helping out communities that had issues with their contracts. And now we see Pedro in the NFT community helping out these projects that have a rug pull or something goes wrong. It doesn't have to necessarily be rug pull, but something goes wrong. And of course, Pedro has come to the win there. So Pedro is the hero of NFT devs, and Alex McFurter has been a real hero, along with Dipcatcher and others in the DeFi space. And it's so cool to have Pulsechain like that, with these heroes amongst the fray, as it were. So pretty cool on that. So that is that. We're going to talk about that in a second. We're going to get to Beatbox and all that stuff coming up. So stay tuned for that. We're going to get into deeper times there. But coming up soon is some of the big mega DeFi launches. And we've got 9-inch big meme for your farms. That's coming up. Fiat fork of Aave is coming up, and the Coast on-ramp, off-ramp, and Fiat stable is coming up. So all the big stuff is about to launch, folks. And so the timing, you got a cheap discount with the Black Swan event from SEC and the Uniswap fuel on the fire. But now, of course, you've been able to pick up a lot more volume, and we've got all the big protocols starting to launch. Look at them all. I've got a big list there. They're starting. So let's have a look at 9-inch. So the last update I had from 9-inch, not that it had actually launched while I was doing my live stream, but these are the updates. 9-inch updates, double audit still in process. So when someone said it launched, I was like a bit confused. It can confuse you when you're doing the live stream and you already have fixed content. Double audit still in process. There we are. Fixed, a few issues found, code fixed and sent back for review. So this is the update about 9-inch. Now remember, 9-inch had $16 million in sacrifice. This is a big project. And of course, big influencers like Randy Alaski and others were spreading the good word of this project. It is the ultimate meme coin liquidity, but I think it's going to do a lot more than that. It's also going to be launching on Ethereum at the same time it's launching on Pulsechain. And of course, what does that mean? That means that people like Uniswap that try to block us are going to be outdone by liquidity pool yield farming indexes like 9-inch that are going to be on Ethereum and start to eat some of their lunch. And we're going to see a lot more of that, I believe, from the Pulsechain devs. We're going to start seeing launches on the Ethereum. Maybe PulseX itself will launch on Ethereum as well. And we start to eat the lunches of Uniswap and places like that. So stay tuned for all that, folks. The game is on. The game is afoot. You come for us, we will come for you. And we've got a huge influence arm, a huge community, engaged, the most engaged community out there. And of course, an incredible amount of devs that are super wanting success and also wanting to get DeFi taken over properly. We want DeFi to win out. So exciting stuff there. Now, some more optimization done at the same time. Audits completion estimated time estimate is 1 to 4 weeks. So this is going to be delayed out, but 1 to 4 weeks is the ETA. So we'll be staying tuned. That's quite a big range, but it's still in the next 30 to 60 days, like I say. And of course, it's still on the early side of that too, 1 to 4 weeks. Devs are on it 24/7. New features added for the front end as well. So they have done some upgrades sacrifices are safe. In other words, your funds are safe, those $60 million of sacrifices, and there's going to be a new meme drop airdrop as well. A new meme airdrop. What could that be? So you might have a good time if you sacrifice for that with a new meme airdrop. So pretty cool. So what are we expecting out of this? We're expecting Paul Pleb, Pulse Dodge, the meme coins that exist at the moment to get single-sided staking pools. We're expecting the new 9-inch token for the sacrifices, and of course the BBC token for the incentive there. So there's 4 tokens, plus apparently there's some new meme drop here, airdrop. So we'll find out what that means, and that is there as well. So that's for the 9-inch. So if that's you, you can, that's been retweeted by the team, and I'll post that update for 9-inch decks there in the chat there. So not bad at all. All right, let's retweet that. That is the one there. So kind of cool if you're in a 9-inch sacrifice. That's pretty cool. I never really covered it on this channel, but that's definitely pretty cool. Christian saying I got the airdrop meme coin. Okay, cool. Let's see what that is. But that is kind of cool, and people responding to that. So that has got the 9-inch. The next one, of course, is Fiat Fork of Aave, and this is the one here for Fiat Fork of Aave there. Now. The founders Buck and that have talked about the fact that Fiat is already live on the mainnet, but is private. It's private at the moment. Not really, no one knows about it. But that's going to probably be pushed next week to market live. So they're going to be promoting that. The Fiat Fork of Aave is coming to Pulsechain, and that will be next week now. So next week is the time frame for that. That is the Fiat Fork of Aave, and I'll leave the link to that in the chat there if you want to go check that out. But that is coming, and that means, what does that mean? It means having a bank come to Pulsechain, and it's pretty much what it means. And you can do basic leverage on that as well. You can also obviously stake your fiat that's on Pulsechain at the moment and get that too. So that is kind of where that is. Let's go have a look at the charts on that. We looked at Tetra there for Tetra, but you can actually buy fiat already on here. And let's look for the biggest farm here. I'm going to go by liquidity and scroll down and have a look at the fiat price here. That's the biggest liquidity of 17K. It's up 31% at the moment. It's 26 cents. But before the SEC issue, it was up at around 44 cents. So pretty amazing. And it's back at 26 cents. So, and it's about to launch potentially next week. So that may be an opportunity, not financial advice, but people will be able to stake that in the Aave fork. And yeah, let's see how that goes. So once again, nothing's guaranteed, but that's a big protocol coming from the Buck team. Obviously, their balancer fork, PHUX, is done apparently heading towards $100 million in volume. So it's a pretty powerful universe there. And if you think about it, what could they do with that? They've teased about the synergies between all the PH universe protocols. So their Aave fork, their balancer fork, their GMX fork, and of course they've got the Fatty portfolio manager. Well, you know, one synergy I can think of is if you borrow from something that's low price, maybe the Aave interests, and then you leverage them out into the more higher yields, like on Balancer and GMX. Let's see that sort of product suite comes to market. So that's one obvious idea as well. So that's pretty cool. The other big deal, of course, is fundamental as well. This is fundamental for Pulsechain. On-ramp, off-ramp, and fiat stablecoin is coming to Pulsechain, and that is still expected in the next day or two. So this is expected in the next day or two, and from Coast. So super bullish on this, right? Super bullish. This is a fundamental part of Pulsechain. It is part of the vertical integration vision that Richard Hart has, and that is a fiat on-ramp, off-ramp, and a stable coin there. It's going to be absolutely amazing. And, of course, fiat on-ramp update. We got this about an hour ago. Mobile app development is coming along great as well. It won't be launching in phase 1, but we think you'll love the convenience of the small screen. So that's coming up as well. So that's kind of huge news for Coast. And pretty neat there on that one. I'm going to give you a link to the tweet to Coast if you want to go follow them, but it is a big deal, folks, a really big deal. So kind of cool on that one. So let's post that in the chat. Like I said to you, man, we're going to have a full show update. This is a full show update. It is awesome. Pulsechain is really pumping, and there's so much coming up, folks. It really is cool. So that is kind of neat there. We've talked about the 9-inch update there. We've talked about the Coast update, and we've talked about the fiat update as well. So that's kind of cool. Those are the big launches soon. And, of course, 9-inch may be a little bit delayed, 1 to 4 weeks. Fiat next week, Coast in the next day or two, and on-ramp fiat and stablecoin. Looking for it, bullish coming up there. And, of course, that gets us up to our major launches coming up, which is including the Fetch Oracle, which will kick off the DeFi summer, and Liquid Loans Fork of Liquidity. It's going to bring stablecoin and leverage lending through that. Power City, of course, a fork of Liquidity as well, focused on Pulsex rather than Pulse like Liquid Loans, and bring a stablecoin PXDC. So we're going to have 3 of those as well. Now, they're probably going to come on the back end of August or in early September now. So in our 30 to 60 day time window, that's the expected launch for there. We're expecting multi-sig as well, which is not on this list from Liquid Loans. So multi-sig, then the oracles, test the oracles for a week or two, and of course then launch the major protocols probably the back end of August, early September is my guess around those. Those are the big ones. Famous, of course, fork of GMX is also expected. This part of the PH universe, the one that's doing the Aave fork. This is expected to launch also in August, but a bit later towards the end. Apparently, they're just wrapping up their audits on that, and that's going to be good to go. Also, obviously, we've still got Pulsechain single-side staking pools as well. That could cause some absolute drama on these price charts for Pulsechain. You can imagine how bullish they might get, and so there could be some pretty mad gains there for the incentive token and the Pulse there. We will see. Obviously, not financial advice. That is unknown at this stage, but definitely that is potentially really big. Now, moving over to the NFT marketplaces. Obviously, there's early days on NFT marketplace is a speculative market. Meme coins are speculative. Projects are speculative. You're playing probability based on the speculations. There's a risk-return trade-off. But NFTs, of course, are speculative, particularly if there's limited information on the team. We've had mostly a good result, but a couple of the leading ones have had some rug pulls, unfortunately, but they have been recovered by Beatbox and the Pedro, the dev there. Pretty cool. So we've got Hocus Pocus launch is imminent too as well on Pulse Market. That's imminent. And of course, Mintra's coming up pretty shortly as well. They've done their 2 weeks of testing. Pixel Park is coming up, and NFT on Pulse is coming up, and we've got news about NFT on Pulse. So these are the big marketplaces. We're going to have 6 of them, but we've already got a few up. But let's talk about How to Pulse, which is the NFT on Pulse one there, and let's go to that. So that is, they've got an update. Wow, this came out earlier today. Wow, we're beyond proud to announce our upcoming launch of Pulsechain mainnet. So it is coming, and of course, ignore all the FUD and skepticism. Believe us when we say the innovation on this chain is nothing short of spectacular. Watch this space over the next few months. Unreal advancements are coming, absolutely. Now, there's a lot of projects we haven't even talked about that are coming to Pulsechain, but you'll find out about them. There's a lot of teams working behind the scenes with a lot of very good protocols, and of course, bring the remainder of what is over on Ethereum over Pulsechain, but also innovating in the space as well. It's all coming as well. So pretty cool. That is How to Pulse. Their sacrifice is still open if you want to participate in that, of course. But that is coming to the market. Very excited about that. So I'm going to post that in the chat as well, and so forth. So kind of cool. I said we're going to have a lot of updates. You guys got to see it now, and that is pretty cool on the old How to Pulse and NFT on Pulse. Kind of cool. So that is that on that. So that is our current upcoming list of the big summer DeFi summer, and of course NFTs as well. But we also had talked about earlier about the unfortunate rug pull from the founder of Pulsechain apps. And of course, we were expecting to go into phase 2 with that. Phase 1 was so super successful. Why they rugged, who knows? They would have been well better off just by keeping their roadmap in place. But in any case, we had Pedro from Beatbox. He's the founder of Beatbox, the #1 NFT market on Pulsechain at the moment with volume. And of course, absolutely kicking butts and butt. And he has helped save both Pulse Souls project after the dev rug there. The founder is still continuing of Pulse Souls. The founder's all good, still spreading the word, building the community. But the dev, unfortunately, he hired from Fiverr, rug pulled on that one. The Pulsechain apps, though, that has been reborn. And of course, now you can see a new contract called PAYC Wrapped. These are the new contracts that Pedro's has set up. So if you see the word wrapped there, those are the correct contracts. Those are the ones that have been updated. They both have royalties now. Now, Pulsechain Yacht Club was the premier collection. It has done over $500 million Pulse in sales. In fact, it's probably even heading higher. But this is the one that you're going to hear a lot more about in the future. There is a new Telegram set up by the community, and of course, it's been taken put into a new contract. So do get if you're holding a PAYC or a Pulse Ape Yacht Club NFT, get it wrapped and move to the future. We're moving forward. It's not going to be going anywhere. Pretty cool. Now, the old one there, the PAC rugged, you can get that into new contracts. And it didn't. This is what happened. So we have not moving to phase 2 in terms of the staking because that all fell apart. But Pedro has added royalties onto the Pulsate Yacht Club. So bullish, right? So you got a passive income in there as well, based on turnover and popularity as well, like that. So that's pretty cool. Now there's still 423 listed over on their Pulsates on the rug. So if you've got yours listed, delist it and go get it wrapped. And I'm going to show you that in a second. The owner's over 306, so get out there, spread the word. I will be doing certain updates about that on Twitter and stuff, but definitely get that off there and get into the new contract. All this volume, look at us, 353 million volume. Most of that missed out on getting, all of that actually got missed out on being part of the royalties, but you can imagine how successful this would and will be and how much royalties we will get. There are 5,555 NFTs in this collection, and the volume already at the moment is 3.4 million. So, and the floor price is above floor price. But that is the old contract. So delist them, get them wrapped up, and they will show up in the new listing at the wrap one here. And so far, how many we've got? Let's see what comes up here. 106 owners so far have wrapped their NFTs. There's about 450 altogether, if I remember rightly, or 550, somewhere in that ballpark. And 79 are listed at the moment, so you can go and buy a Pulse Ape if you want to get one of those. Now, when you buy it, you do share in the royalties now. So already in 24 hours, so this is under the new wrap contract. So it's reborn. It's now owned by the community. Pedro, the dev, has resurrected it, looks like he did for Pulse Soul. So big thumbs up to Pedro. He's becoming a legend in the NFT community, leading the way here on Beatbox Market. So he's also got his own collection called the Heart Army. You can check that out as well. And we may try and get him on the show eventually as well. So check that out. But yeah, 6.3 million volume. That means you're getting royalties now that you weren't getting yesterday. So how this is what happens when a dev comes in and saves the day. It turns from south to north. You know, it really does get amazing there on that one. And of course, you can buy that as well. So that is the new contract. Royalties are already flowing in. And let's go to the wrapper. So this is the wrapper here. If you want to wrap your Pulse Ape Yacht Club, get in there. There was a bit of debate about the name yesterday, but we were adamant in the Discord here on Hex Token that needed to keep the brand name because the brand is so special. And of course, you can go in there and wrap your Pulse Apes there as well. And now you earn royalties. So it's like a passive income earner. Kind of cool, right? And of course, it is the alternative to doing a staking and a token, right? So it's a much simpler way to go forth, and I think it's the right way. Good to see. Right, so yeah, you can see one of my accounts here. There's a whole ton of Pulse Apes in this one. And of course, you know, look at the claim. I've already got Pulse in there that I can claim, and that's just going to sit there and it's going to accumulate and looking good. You get paid for every Pulse Ape you've got there, and it's only just started day one. So looking forward to that. Boom, boom, boom. Looking forward to it. And of course, the community is going to get bigger and bigger and bigger. And that potentially lifts the price of the value of the Pulse Apes as well. It is the premier, the number one NFT collection on Pulsechain. And of course, they followed quickly, secondly, by Pulse Souls, which was also salvaged by Pedro as well. A big shout out to him. And look at that volume on there, 13.4 million volume in the wrap Pulse Souls. OMG. So royalties on this one too. Bullish, bullish, bullish. Now, if you want to find the links to the wrapping page, if you want to find the links to this, where you can do the wrapping. Now, this is because I've already wrapped them, so you'll have different buttons that will just ask you to approve the wrapping, and then it will ask you to wrap it. So it's just 2 steps. And of course, the link here is also in the Discord. We also got the links to the Pulse Souls in the Discord under other token links. You can check that out too, or ask one of the moderators to help you. That'll be fine. So that is Beatbox. Big shout out to Beatbox. Absolutely crushing it here on the NFT market. But of course, as you guys know, we've got all the big sacrifice NFT markets coming. Mintra, Pixel Park, NFT on Pulse, and Hocus Pocus is imminent as well. So this one's imminent, and an NFT on Pulse coming up soon. Mintra coming up soon, and then Pixel Park probably following in behind is the case there. So it's going to be a lot of fun. So that is pretty much it. But we've got more about NFTs. Let's get into Richie's World. Richie's World did a massive update to the website. They fixed all the issues that they had, the bugs and stuff like that. It's really working well, and they've changed the tokenomics. I really like where they've gone. So big shout out to them. So this is the update from Richie Worlds. Hey, Richie's, and we are live. NFTs will be showing in your MetaMask when you mint it and add it to your wallet. I really like what they've done here. They've gone in the right direction. So there is good news, a lot of good news happening in the NFT space. All existing holders will be able to free mint your original NFT holdings plus 3 extra. So here's what they've done. So you might have minted one, and now you're going to get 3 bonus ones to say thanks for, because there was buggy issues and stuff like that. They want to say thanks. So a big shout out for that. You're going to get some free NFTs. There's only going to be, I think, 5,555, which is pretty cool. Now, if you want to do mint a new one, the price has now been changed to 150. So it was 400 and it's now 150. So they're making a lot more pragmatic given the environment that Pulsechain's in at the moment as we recover. And of course, your NFTs will also be shown in the Beatbox market for trading. So Beatbox once again crushing it. And I'm just trying to find them here. I think they're here somewhere, somewhere along here. In here. So yeah, they're not here yet, but they will be showing up soon, I believe. They're going to be coming to Richie's World, will be showing up in here soon too, which is kind of cool. Yeah, we are finally there. Let's make this an amazing mint and more so amazing community. Thanks to everybody. And that's the new contract address, ends in 616B. So a big shout out to them. That is really cool. And so Richie World's doing the right thing, right? Doing the right thing. And yeah, it's going to be popular. All right, cool. All right, so I just got a point here. Brennan says Superman makes it clear that there's no PAYC token, so don't buy it. Yeah, there's a PAYC token trading on Pulsechain, and don't buy it. We saw it launch yesterday. It was rugged by the founder of the token. We don't know why, because he had such a good thing going. But you know, people, that's the character. You know, that's the character of some people. And yeah, he closed down his Telegram as well, just the way it goes. But there is a new Telegram. If you want to find a new Telegram, get into our Discord. We can give you the link to that. It's under the other token links, other token chat, sorry. But yeah, definitely don't go and buy the PAYC token. That's gone now. There's royalties now, which is a brand new feature bought by Pedro. So hopefully that's clear too. Nice reminder there, Brennan. Thanks very much. Adam Chadwick's in the house there. Great stream, jam-packed with great info. That's what we're talking about. We're documenting Pulsechain, and that's everything, right? DeFi, memes, NFTs. We're doing it all here on the chain. So if you want to come back in the past and try and have a look at what was going on that day, you'll be able to come back to Hex Token channel and check out, and hopefully we've covered it because we're covering most of it. There's a lot of stuff happening, folks. It's going to get bigger and bigger and harder to cover. But anyway, Richie World's done the update, and here is Richie's World. Now, if you do have minted something out already, you can click the free mint button. It will mint out under the new contract, and you can go in and add those into your MetaMask wallet, whatever wallet you're using. If you're moving to other wallets, I guess you can add that if it has an NFT feature. Whatever you're still using there, and do that. And there's also the public mint that's 150,000 now, no longer 400,000, 550. And there's still the big bounties out there. I think there's still 20 million from memory. And of course, there's 5 of those. So if you randomly get the right one, you're going to get a big payday as well. And they're based on Doodles and meets Richard Art. So a nice tribute to Richard Art, as you can see, the king of crypto. And of course, kind of cool values, their honesty, community, utility, and they have lived up to that, by the way. They've lived up to that. Very cool. Who we are, all that good stuff. I have interviewed Richie's World's founder. You can find the video on this channel. And of course, he's a pretty nice guy. So, and he's done all the right things. And the dev has also supported us as well. Now, they've fixed up the marketplace. So the marketplace here now also has filtered by listed and not listed. Those are new features with the upgrade they just pushed today. So you can check all that out, plus all the different ones there. And of course, you can, if you go to listed, I'm not sure if anyone's listed any yet. No one's listed any yet. But if you want to go in there, you can check out all the NFTs as well. There's different rarities as well. If you want to check out the rarities, you have to go down to the bottom here and check out the rarities and all the questions here and the bounties. The rarities and bounties are all in here. Yeah, so you can check all that stuff on the FAQ. What else we got here? Profile, if you've bought some. Like I've got on this wallet, then you can see them here. I was lucky enough to mint out a skeleton. I was pretty happy about that. So that was kind of cool. I was after one of those. And I also wanted a rainbow puke or whatever it is. I don't know what it is, but I got one of those too. I don't know. It's a bit of fun. Remember, this is a bit of fun. They're not too expensive. And, you know, it's a little bit stuff here. Like I say on this channel, you know, 95% keep your stuff in the main bags, the blue chip stuff. But if you want to DG in a little bit, you know, you keep a little bit aside for a little bit of DGing. And I like a bit of artwork too in the portfolio. And it's early days. A lot of these top NFT collections typically do well over a longer period of time if you get them early. So it's kind of the play there. So that's Richie's World. Did I post the link? I think I did. I did indeed posted that, so you can get hold of the website just by going to the top and getting hold of this website here. Now, there will be royalties. They haven't put that in as well. So very nice. So Pulse Souls has royalties because of Pedro. Pulse Apes has royalties because of Pedro. And now Richie World also has royalties as well. So bring it on. There's NFT plus DeFi on Pulsechain. Special place. So loving that. So big shout out to Richie World. He delivered. He said he did what he said he would do. And I talked to him yesterday and he delivered. A big shout out. I like that. We all like that, right? So NFTs are back on track, despite 2 rug pulls. we're back on track. And a big shout out to Pedro from Beatbox. Cannot say enough about that, right? Give credit where credit is due as well. So kind of cool there. That brings us into the final collection, Pulse Souls, which also got saved by Pedro and is absolutely crushing it right now. And you can find the link to wrapping your Pulse Soul and getting the royalties as well. They're all on the same DAT, right? So there's all on the same DAT to get your royalties as well. The same DAT that you use to wrap, you can get your royalties as well. But Pulse Souls here gave out a big winners. Yes, they had a big giveaway that if you bought a Pulse Soul, that they would give away you a Pulse Soul. And the two winners are John Rome and, of course, Hexy Little Devil. So congratulations to you two. People make these names up, man. It's crazy stuff. Anyway, that's 7 hours ago, so big shout out to those winners as well. Let me just retweet that. I didn't retweet that one, so do that. They've got a few more updates here on Pulse Souls as well. Now, I've interviewed the founder of Pulse Souls. You can check them out on this channel. Funnily enough, the only one I didn't interview was the Pulse Apes guy. Now, this is the big news in the NFTs. This is the big sale, man. OMG, this is big. So King Elon has been officially sold for 11 million PLS. OMG, 11 million PLS was sold. This marks the biggest sale for Pulse Souls till this day. Additionally, royalties got added to our royalty contract. And, of course, that is you get paid, right? Spread the news. There's a new king in town. And, of course, here is the King Elon. And, of course, it is one of the Easter eggs in the collection of Pulse Souls. But amazing there. And, of course, that's the transaction, the new owner, token ID 551. So congratulations to the new owner as well. But pretty amazing on that one. I haven't even spread that around, but there we are. And, of course, I'm looking good there as well. So nice. Well done to that. That is huge, massive royalties. And, of course, people will be out there going to claim them now. Also, the other one there, we've got some cool stuff there from Pulse Souls. And, of course, Heart Army there is from Beatbox. That is Pedro. Beatbox is co-founder of Beatbox. He's the developer, also the founder of Heart Army NFTs and Hearts Lab One as well. You can check that out. I'm going to do some more content on that, but that's pretty much it. Kind of cool. So that was some nice stuff there. I think we had another update here. Yeah. You can now claim your royalties additionally to wrapping your OG only stake at Pulse Souls Wrapper. This is by Pedro as well. And a big thank you to Ultra Calevra. So that there is actually Pedro, right? So that name there, username calevra.eth, that is actually Pedro from the team. I've talked to him several times. A great guy and doing great stuff for the community. Like I say, he's like the Alex McFerder for the NFTs ecosystem at the moment. So a big shout out for that. Let me just post the copy of the link to that if you want to check out the Pulse Souls. If you haven't wrapped your Pulse Souls, definitely wrap it. If you want to claim your royalties, definitely get in and wrap that too. That is the site there, but we have both of the links in our Pulsechain chat there as well. So that is pretty much it. That is the end of our update. Is that epic or what? That was epic. I mean, honestly, Hex Token channel is absolutely just smashing it with the content. It's just overwhelming, so much stuff that's coming, and it's just heating up. It's just getting early. So it's pretty cool. We've covered everything. Rich art tokens, top PRC 20s, meme coins, top Pulsechain projects, DeFi, NFTs. It's all here, and we've been covering it. And of course, the ultimate of them all is Hex.com and the Hex Daily Stats. So we're going to get into that. We like to get paid at the end of the day, and we're going to get paid today. So let's get into the day to wrap up the live stream. We've got the results here. Day 1339 for Hex on Ethereum. Check out Hex.com. Links in the video description. Obviously, not financial advice, do your own research, all that good stuff, but amazing here. 2nd of August, we got the price up 7.5%. Very good. After some pretty big decreases there. And, of course, we've got the price there at 00551. Looking good there. And the payout per TCS 6.834 Hex per TCS. So a good day in the office again. Just like the last 4 days have been particularly good. We've got a dot day in the share rate. We're at 28,522. I think we'll probably get the big jump in share rate tomorrow. If Hexfire's projections come true. I haven't pulled that up. I'll probably pull them up tomorrow. We'll see. Average mining length, 7.16 years. So we had the increase in length has just gone longer. 41% APY. We've got 196 million Hex in the pool, so that's definitely gone down. $250,000 US and 53 Ethereum in the pool there on Ethereum. The T-shares have gone down dramatically today, 29,405. We're at 9,843,000 T-shares. So if you're in that, you're in the ownership crew. You're in an exclusive club there. What else we got going? Let's have a look at the percentage staked. 9.24% of Hex is staked on Ethereum. We got 5 million in Hex penalties today, so another good day in the office for penalties. And of course, the liquid holders up 45. So we've continued to increase the liquid holders of Hex, but the miners are down slightly, down 8 to 120,414. So that's day 1,339 of Hex on Ethereum. But wait, there's more. We've got Hex on Pulsechain, day 82. Hex on Pulsechain. And of course, that is the 2nd of August. We've got the price at 00729. And that is down 24%. I think that's the right day. Is that the right day? Hex is way up there. So that snapshot at a price, I'm not sure why that snapshot at that price. That's pretty weird. I'm not sure why about that price, is a bit weird. Anyway, so that's kind of cool. We've got 6.9 Hex per T-share. We've got the share rate 28,515. The MAC average mining length 7.1 years, 41% APY. And T-shares down 14,000 to 9,986,000 on the old Pulse chain. Moving to the locked percentage of coins, 9.37% of Hex is locked at the moment on the Pulse chain. 7.5 million in penalties. Have been absolutely unbelievable penalties on Pulse chain in the last 20 days or so. Look at those penalties going back 20 days. 23 days of pretty amazing penalties on the old Pulse chain. So you've been getting paid with your T-shares. Bonus. Liquid holders up 166. And miners up 50 on the old Pulse chain to 123,522. That is a day 82 on Pulse chain, day 1339 on Ethereum. Now we're on day 1340 on Ethereum and a day 83. And of course, onwards and upwards. There. All right, hope you guys checked out hex.com in the video description. You can buy Hex on Pulse chain, and of course, you can still buy Hex on Ethereum there. We've got lots of different links in the Discord under useful links for how to buy Hex, Pulse, and Pulse Hex, and of course, all the other favorites on the Pulse chain. It is early days. Day 83 has begun. And of course, we're going to rock it. We're going to rock it. Spread the word. Global domination. We have not changed. The vision has not changed. Pulse chain and of course, Hex are all immutable code on the blockchain. They cannot be taken down. We are fully decentralized, owned by the community, and there's nothing stopping us. We've got all these protocols coming, DeFi and NFTs, everything else you can imagine, meme coins. It's all coming, folks. We've got a huge developer community, huge influencer community, and most importantly is you guys, the actual community. So big shout out to all of you. We've got the Heist Stakes coming up on premiere tomorrow. We've got the 4th of August is going to be in the theaters. We've also got the second online conference. Apparently, there's going to be over 100 influencers on that over 24 hours or something. I think maybe even longer. I'm not sure how long it is, but it's pretty long. I will be on one of the panels on there, and I will see you there on that show. Incredible. With big shout out to big influencers in the community as well. They've been doing a great job on Twitter. And, of course, all big shout out to others that are adjacent to the community like BitBoy and all Ivan on Tech and all these other people, Altcoin Daily, getting out there fighting for DeFi. It is a battle. The battle is on, and Pulse Chain is going to lead the way. Hope you guys enjoyed today's content, and I'll catch you guys tomorrow for another update. It's going to be absolutely epic. Adam says, no, this is the busy man's news source for Pulse Chain. No words or wasted time, 100%. We're into the crypto here. We try to be no drama. And of course, that's just the way it goes. Freedom Channel also. All right. Should we wrap up? I think so. I'm going to play the Heist Stakes on the way out. Take care, everybody. I did miss out a lot of your comments today, but maybe we'll take 2 minutes just to jump through some of those. And then I'm going to wrap up and we're going to play the Heist Stakes a preview. How about that? I think that's pretty good. All right. How far back? Have to go pretty far back, do I? We've got Sandy Beach. Hi, everybody. Let me just jump through some of this. We're going to jump through. This is going to be Speedy Gonzalez today through the chats. Later says AKX pause for a day. Withdrawals are back on. Nice. That's good to hear. Machiavelli in the house. Good to see you, Machiavelli. Who else has jumped in here? I'm going to be going for my walk. I think it's day 18, day 19 after the live stream. So we're going to be doing that. Sandy Beach says, I'm be buying again in a couple of weeks. Nice one, Sandy Beach. We've got DJ in the house as well. Good to see DJ. Pudding Guru. Thanks, Superman. You're welcome. JB in the house as well. Morning, Hex Token family. Good morning to you. Christian as well. Yo. Welcome to Christian. SKB in the house. The People's Blockchain. Love it, says SKB. Absolutely. A big shout out to SKB, the first Hex Token channel member on here. Followed quickly by Brian and Sandy Beach and others. Very cool. Richie Robertson, good night and greetings from the Netherlands. Good night to you, Richie. And hello. The Discord is on fire, says Cabelago. Yeah, it's been tremendous. Definitely get into the Discord. It's pretty cool. Let's jump through some of those comments. How how to stake Tetra. You just have to go to the Tetra site, tetra.win. I did post the link above there. Yep. Sandy Beach says Hex token, so I have to wait to stake Tetra. No, you can stake it. You have to wait for the pools to open up. The pools open up on different days. The next pool's coming up, so you need to watch the timer and get in there early ASAP. Yeah, tetra.run is the site. All right, Pedro's a legend, says JB, absolutely. And Sandy says Pay AYC was saved by Beatbox, not the token, but the actual collection. The NFT collection was saved, moved into a new wrapped contract with adding new features. Wrap contracts add new features, and in this case, royalties was added. So that everything that trades, you get a share of the profits from the trading. It's pretty neat. It's like staking, but it's trading, trading royalties. Richard says, when Mitra RH live, the highest stakes, Netflix, Hex at $1, coin market cap, top 10, sir. It's all happening. It's all happening in real time. It's happening. It's happening. All right, what else? Let's jump through that. I'm going to jump through all those. David's in the house. Evening from the UK. Good to see you, David. Let me just jump into some of those. We'll jump through. Big one there. Well, I'm speeding through now. Great stream as always, Superman, says JB. Thank you very much. Very epic updates, says Superman, says Genuine. Thank you. And of course, I love that quote there, Adam. This is the busy man's news networks source of Pulsechain. No words or wasted time, 100%. We're just bringing you the crypto as well. Thanks, Hex Token. You're welcome. Like, share, subscribe. Cheers, Superman, says Brennan. See you, folks, says Brian. Take all care, says Lies Beneath the Truth. And of course, if you're after the after show has already started in the Discord, join the Discord. The link is in the chat there and in the video description. Take care, everybody. Hope you guys enjoyed it. A number a day. We're starting day 83, folks. 83. It is happening. And big shout out, of course, to Machiavelli in there as well. Member for 5 months. Big shout out to you. Very cool indeed. Take care, everybody. Bye for now. Catch you tomorrow. Same time, same place. Superman channel. Represent.
Is Richard Hart. Genius.
Legendary.
Arrogant. Bit of a narcissist.
The benevolent king.
$250,000. Hate me. I'm farther than you'll ever be in your whole life. Whatever the governments have been doing, it's not worked out. You've never had worse interest rates. Your money has never been worth less. And the only thing that's making it better is cryptocurrency.
Crypto is money without governments, and it is money without banks.
You're not going to meet another product like this as long as you live. Yes, every scammer in the world is going to tell you something similar.
Good morning, everyone. Are you ready to look for some fraud this morning?
They are promising 40% annual return.
Everything I have worked for is staked in Hex.
Good.
I put it all in.
All what?
All of our house money.
No, I don't think that it's a scam. Because I trust Richard Hart.
If ultimately this is all a big performance art project, people are gonna get fucked.
So that means I should trust you.
Listen, I think you should trust me, but if you get into the habit of trusting people like me, you'll get the crap scammed out of you.
Here in my $3,000 Valentino Rockstud purse, my $3,000 Prada jacket, $2,000 Prada shirt, $2,000 or $3,000 Prada pants, Prada glasses, Prada hat, Prada bracelet, and it's all
Prada shirt, Prada hat, Prada glasses, Prada pants, and it's all nylon, so the haters' tears fall right off. Prada shirt, Prada hat, Prada glasses, Prada pants, and it's all nylon, so the haters' tears fall right off.
Lil Bubble, let me ride that rocket.